Don't look under the internet.
We need the mafiosos back in politics. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, apparently the mafia is still around because they just arrested a bunch of them because
they never left.
Of that NBA thing.
Yeah, mafia never left, baby. They never left. They've been doing their thing. They're scheming.
They've just been more betting on sports.
More off the radar than your typical hit you with lead pipe. But anyway, welcome to Don't Look Under the Internet, the internet's best podcast on factual mafia information. I am your host, the Don Michael.
Welcome to Don't Look Under the Poker Table.
There you go. That's Don Moot.
Hey, how's it going?
That's Don Jason.
I don't subscribe to this mic. I can't.
Too late. I already put the label on you.
All right.
See, Jason's scared because he actually has ties to the mafia, and he's like, I can't be called a Don. They'll come for me. Oh, come for me. Anyway,
man.
Yeah, Doug's not here because he's a fuck ass. And he left us in squalor.
Yeah, fuck that.
And that's okay. We'll survive. Because we're gonna do a couple just, we just got together. We just did Hometown Horrors. We've been just churning shit out.
I hope everybody liked that.
Damn.
The Spotify numbers, not great, but people should go watch it. There's a video. There's a video on Spotify this time. And I think people should check it out. I will admit, the audio isn't the best we've ever done, but the video is really good.
The best we've
done. The video is the best video we've ever done. So if you're ever gonna watch one of our podcasts, watch that one. I spent a lot of time on it. So.
Yes, please make it worth Matt's time and effort that he put into it. So because we did all that stuff last week, we're gonna take it easy this week, which means the next 2 episodes are gonna be like comfort food episodes. This is gonna be the stuff you put on while you're doing the dishes, or if you're really like Reddit stuff, because we're talking Reddit stuff. They seem to be very popular episodes. Doug don't like doing them, but they're very popular episodes of ours.
Fuck that guy.
I guess because we introduced a new bunch of weird into people's everyday routine.
Probably.
Because half the shit that we've talked about is now I'm subscribed to, and my front page on Reddit is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
It's a nightmare.
Ever since our what was it, DLUTI Lost and Founds or whatever, the Lost Media episodes, I have been pretty into the Lost Media stuff recently. It's been a good time. We just gathered a bunch of weird shit we found on Reddit, and we're just we're all bringing it to the table. Who wants to start? All right, I'll start.
I was about to volunteer, but then as I started to, I remembered that I forgot to ask if we have actually talked about my first thing before.
Oh, that's actually, we should, as we bring these up and go over them, if anyone recognizes like a subreddit or like a post or some shit, say something so we can move on to the next one.
We are going to get to the point in these because I have already started forgetting what we've done in these episodes. Yep. And also we haven't all been on every one. So there's going to come a time when we just repeat a story. And you know what?
It's gonna happen.
You're just going to have to live with it. You're just going to have to live with
it. There are some that I picked that I am 100% positive I don't think that has ever been talked about ever.
Nobody has ever talked about it.
Not a single fucking person.
I'll start with mine. So speaking of lost media, I found a bit of lost media that was just recently found a month ago. So this comes from r/Spider-Man. I was very happy to hear about this one. Extremely happy about this one. So this comes from a user, virtual-reality69. Oh, also, I'm skipping over housekeeping because we don't have any. We don't have any new subscribers or anything. So there's that. But anyway, this comes from a virtual. This comes from virtual-reality69. They found a lost, deleted Thor scene from Spider-Man 2: Enter Electro. This game came out in 2001. This deleted scene has been lost since then. The creators of the game, they made mention of a scene that they created that involved Thor, but it never made its way into production. Well, fucking here we are 24 years later, and there's just this dude on Instagram. His name is BobbyFan85, and you can find the original Instagram post with this, or you can find a YouTube video of this.
Fan of Bobby.
Yeah. But he literally just said, "Hey, I read an article saying that there is this lost Thor cutscene in Spider-Man 2: Enter Electro." He's like, "I had this on a hard drive somewhere, so it's assumed that he worked on the production of this game." There's no like in-depth information on it. He literally just says, "I have it saved on an old hard drive. Let me see if I find it." And then he also posts in that Instagram post, he's like, "Hey, I found it. The hard drive states that it's dated October 16th, 2001. So there's some credibility to it. And yeah, like it's the entire cutscene, and it looks legit. The voice acting sounds legit. I recognize the voice actor is Christopher what's his fuck? The guy that voiced Spider-Man back in the 90s anime series as well. But it's legit, and I'm very happy that this was found, because the first one and Spider-Man 2 and Electro are two of my favorite games. They're the most nostalgic thing for me. I thoroughly enjoy them. But I just thought that was very interesting that 24 years later, someone just read that this deleted scene was lost media, and he's like, "Oh, I have a hard drive from 24 years ago that I have it on it, just coincidentally." It's wild.
People keep a fuckload of shit just on their hard drive. I found a external hard drive of mine, and it had like a bunch of the old like edits of the video channel that I used to do, Toaster Burn.
Toast burn. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I did.
Still have it. I didn't delete it.
I found old tapes that I use on my my VHS recorder that I have here. I found an old tape from high school where they wanted us to create an ad for a product we made, and I created our school's mascot was the Panther, so I made a cologne called Sex Panther, based off of Anchorman, and I made a whole commercial for it off of that VHS, and I found the commercial.
That's kind of hot,
that for you right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
If I can ever find a way to convert it to digital, maybe I'll do that. But
just do what all the old people do and just film the screen.
I might. We'll see.
I take pictures of my monitor all the time and like post them in group chats, because I'm not gonna fucking
screen cap, download, save.
Yeah,
I did that the other day when I took that picture of the guy who created the frozen burrito. He died. That's what I did.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, but that was my bit. I know I should have probably kept that for a lost media episode, but I was very excited to hear that when I came across this, so I wanted to talk about it now.
Very cool. I was gonna try to play it for everybody, but for some reason, YouTube just won't load any videos. So, fuck me, I guess.
Oh no! Is there another fucking AWS problem?
I don't know. My internet completely went out 3 times last night, so we are rolling the dice tonight.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. Jason, what do you got?
I have a lot that we could look at, but I think I'd like to start this one off. And tell me again if you guys have covered this or we've talked about it at all. But it's a whole subreddit, and it's r/OOER.
OOER. No, we didn't talk about this, I don't think.
And so like if you just click on it, it takes you to the front page, and you're not gonna really know what's kind of going on. It's just a bunch of pictures, with a bunch of fucked up text. A lot of the images they really hurt your face and head. It's just a random collection of things, and like one of the ones that you see up near the top was posted 2 days ago, and there's a lemon next to a clipboard that says niceness, and underneath it says, "I can with confidence assure you you're unlikable and likely to end up all alone and sad."
Neat. I like this place.
Yeah. And as you go down, you don't understand a fucking single word that anyone is saying, or what any of the posts mean. So what you have to do is you have to click over to the about page.
Oh, hey, this girl's
like
dressed as VLC Media Player.
Yeah. So there's a link up the top that says, "Welcome to OR." It says, "What is OR? OR is an experimental tech support forum founded on the philosophy that everyone has something they can contribute." Notice how no one said anything about useful. No one said anything about if it has pertains
something
to it.
They can contribute.
Yeah. And it's pretty normal. It goes over how does it work, and basically it says like ask a question. If you ask a question, answer a question. That way everybody gets the answers they need. It says that why is it named this? It's named Ur. It's from a passage from the classic 1832 memoir, Life and the Pursuit of Beepus by Sir Fredwald Middleman.
Venus?
Yeah. It says, oftentimes when we find ourselves drowned in our insecurities, we consider self-destructive activities such as disabling support for IPv6 or attempting to program a game in PHP. When I find myself thinking of these terrible thoughts, THOTS, I go to my router and enable wired equivalent privacy, and I sit on the floor and listen to the beautiful sound of WEP. And then underneath it just goes, oh, I guess you could call me an Ur. And remember, this is from 1832. It's a memoir.
Okay.
After this, it goes.
So the IPv6 Wi-Fi in 1832 made this noise?
I guess so. I
Okay.
guess so. Or when you attempt to program a game in PHP.
In 1832.
Yeah.
In 1832. Yeah.
That was probably pretty
100%
difficult
makes
in
sense.
1832, honestly.
Probably.
Well, yeah, they had the Civil War to take care of as well, and now they have to deal with their Wi-Fi problems.
Yeah.
So as you scroll through this, like, what is this?
I'm just like imagining smart muskets, and like, and like the Wi-Fi goes out, and so they can't reload or pull the trigger. It's like, please update firmware.
They put GPS on the cannonballs.
My God. So after you get this little introduction into why they call it Ur, it asks, does it work? Haha, lemon. Will my parents ever accept me? Void, reciprocate, parentheses, love. My eyes. So one thing you'll notice is a lot of the posts it's just fucking a nightmare to look at. And it says, Ur Style Sheet is a beautiful example of 31st century design created by yesternow's top graphic designers. And then we get an obvious one. What does FAQ stand for? FAQ stands for the unstoppable marching of time that is slowly guiding us all towards an inevitable
Oh my
death.
God.
That spells tum fum owo o IB death.
Okay, so I gotta say,
oh my.
I gotta say that I was looking at this on New Reddit because I'm not logged in on this, and that's what it defaults to. And so when I read the style sheet thing, I was like, oh, what does this look like on old Reddit? It looks
a mess.
It's a fucking mess. It is pink.
It burns your eyes.
Yeah. Oh, and it just moves you to different sections of the page on its own.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
okay.
That's new page.
So I'm so yes. So if you do the new stylized version of Reddit, you're not going to get the full experience.
You're not going to get this subreddit at all unless you go to old.reddit.com/r/ur.
Yes.
I understand
so
now. I understand more and less at the same time.
Now it makes sense.
So as we move through it, we get another sub tab that says, do I cry too much? A healthy adult cries 3 times a night. If you cry less than this, it suggests you remedy this by watching Grave of Fireflies. If you cry more than this, please see a doctor, as you may be experiencing a fatal oil leak.
I don't think it's healthy
goes on,
for people to create a website that looks like this. Like, I know it's kind of the bit, but how do you even...
Matt, we are exploring this for the YouTube video, right? On the old
Reddit. Oh yeah, we're looking at it. I'm looking at this corgi just
there's a bunch
spinning
more
around
in the FAQ.
circles.
One of my favorites is the "Why am I here?" And all it says underneath is edit, eat, edit, nothing, edit, goo, edit how to Google, edit Google Eat, edit please Google, edit fear, edit Discord, how to into Discord, duh. It's just a bunch of fucking nonsense. And so it's
no, you're skipping you're skipping the important part after the edit because it says edit how to Google. Oh man, I am not good with computer. Please help. And it says that after every single one.
And that goes on for a minute. You also have a bunch of links. There's a baking recipe you can look at, which just takes you right the fuck back to the beginning and the top of the page in a different window. You can also check out Oman Burn Key Lime Pie.
Is that related to Captain Coochie's?
We don't know because it's the title with a blank post. Unless you're looking at the old. Actually, I should be looking at that. I'm trying not to use the old Reddit because I can't fucking read on that one. It's really hard. But there's a bunch of these nonsensical links. And that, like, this doesn't. This is a whole mystery. You could spend fucking months on this site just scrolling through shit and trying to find out what the hell is actually going on while keeping in mind the what is or section. And so I had a lot of fun just scrolling through this, looking around. It's absurd. It's definitely out there.
I am enthralled.
How did it come to be that you came to this, Jason? How did you get here?
You know what? There's a tab for this, and it's called "Why Have You Forsaken Me?"
Why have you forsaken me?
That'll do it.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of chuckle fucks and people who like nonsensical shit, I think. But it's supposed to be literally everything ever. It's just
a little bit of
everything all at once,
all the time.
Yeah.
All of the time.
A little bit of everything all of the time. Well, I was going to say interesting, but I think the word I'm looking for is harmful. Terrifying.
Harmful's a good one.
Yeah. Worrisome.
I think,
Matt,
I think I have more microplastics in my balls after looking at this.
I wouldn't doubt that at all.
All right.
What do you got for us? Follow Mule J. Simpson.
All right. I got a couple of long stories. And so I'm going to read my first one. And if we have time for the second one, I'll do it. And if not, I'll move it to the next episode because I really like the second one. But I'll start out with the first one. This is one. Okay. I feel like maybe I've mentioned this on the show before. So maybe we've done this. But have we talked about spontaneous H?
No.
Okay, so the title of the first post is, I did heroin yesterday. I'm not a drug user, and I've never done anything besides pot back when I was a teen.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay, so you guys don't know what I'm talking about. All right. I'm going to read the whole first post and then summarize the events that follow. So the first post reads as follows. 16 years ago on Reddit, on Ask Me Anything, by Spontaneous H. I've never been a drug user. I drink once in a while and smoked pot years back when I was a teen in high school a few times, and that's it. I'm 24 now. I have a master's and a well-paying full-time job. Yesterday, I was walking through Washington Square Park, where I pass every day, and there are always people there looking to sell drugs. They usually don't solicit drugs to you unless you stop and stand near one of them for some reason or look like you're looking for something. Yesterday, I happened to stop by a row of benches to check some messages on my phone when a dealer on the bench to my right asked if I need anything. My life has been pretty boring the last few years, and I feel like I haven't really lived, taken any risks, or done anything crazy, so I figured, what the hell, maybe I'll buy some pot. It's been a while. I said yeah, and after asking me several times if I'm a cop, he gives me his number and tells me to meet him at the fast food place several blocks away and that he would hook me up. I say all right and nervously check to make sure I have cash and go meet this shady-looking dude. We sit down, and after hounding me, asking if I'm a cop, he asks what I need. I tell him that I just want a dime bag, and he says something like, nah, sorry, man. I only sell half ounces. You can take that, and I've got some Coke and H. At this point, I didn't want to buy half an ounce of pot. I probably never smoked more than an eighth in my life, but then I started considering his last word, heroin. I've heard so much about it and how crazy addictive it is, and I've seen it in the movies and TV. I'm thinking The Wire here, one of my favorite shows, and it really started to intrigue me. I've always wondered what it would be like to do heroin. Out of nowhere, I say, I'll take the H, and we do the deal there. I give him cash under the table, and he slides me a small order of fries with a little stamped wax baggie in it, and then he tells me to let him leave first. I put it in my pocket and then nervously race home, my heart racing, cannot believing what I just did. I held onto that bag in my pocket, palm sweating the whole ride home. When I got home, I opened the bag and dumped some golden flakes and powder on my glass coffee table. At this point, I don't even know what to do. I know you can snort heroin, but it looked all flaky, so I tried to remember how they did it in the movies, but they always seem to inject it in film. So I start Googling how to snort heroin, like an idiot, and then I do a little research on the stuff and how much to take. I used a card to get it into a fine powder and then move a small bump to the side, which I inhaled through a dollar bill. I didn't feel anything yet, so I snorted a small line, which was essentially half the bag. I waited, and in a few minutes, I had the most pleasurable feeling of pure relaxation and bliss wash over me. I just sat there, and everything felt amazing. I nodded off, and it was great. I had the TV on, but wasn't paying attention. I must have sat around for 4 hours doing nothing but feeling total pleasure. It was like a full-body orgasm times 10 that kept going on and on. When I would nod off, it felt like I was in a pure, conscious, lucid, dreamlike state. Sometimes it felt like I was leaving my body. At this point, I did the rest of it, and I stayed up all night and must have been high for 10 hours straight. I might have slept at one point. It's hard to tell the difference when you nod off and everything feels good regardless. Just the feeling of being under a blanket was amazing. I was blown away by the power of this drug and just how orgasmic it felt. I never understood why people did drugs before and got so hooked on them, but now I see why. I have the urge to do it again, but I will resist and not do it, at least not for a long time. I understand the addiction potential and how someone could easily tear apart their lives with this stuff. Heroin is pure powdered pleasure. I actually feel proud of myself for having the balls to do something this crazy, and I feel like it was a valuable experience and window into the another world and a part of society. I will never forget the day I did heroin. Now, ask me anything. All right, this is just the beginning of this story. So a bunch of people ask him questions and stuff. He talks about his experience. There are a lot of people that are like, do not ever do this again. You don't know what you've done to yourself. And he's like, oh no, stop telling me I'm going to get addicted to it. I'll be fine. We hear nothing from him again.
Edit. I'm not fine.
For a while. Oh, we get a whole second post. And in this second post, he details the fact that it comes 2 weeks after the first one. He details the fact that he's spent the last 2 weeks shooting up. And he's been doing it for the last 2 weeks, and he shot up for the first time today. And it's just like this long post about him just like completely crashing out over the fact that he's completely hooked on heroin now and he doesn't know how to stop, and he's going to go to Narcotics Anonymous and shit. And there's a bunch of people replying to him saying like giving him advice and basically telling him that his life is over at this point and he's going to ruin his life. And there's a third post where he talks about how he's still struggling with it. We don't hear anything from him for 6 years. And 6 years after this, he shows back up and he posts an update. 7 years, actually. So 8 years ago, Spontaneous H posts an update on opiates recovery and says, 7 years later, an update for anyone who stumbles upon this account in the future. I don't know if anyone here remembers me, but you can take a look through my submission history and get an idea. It's not pretty and will take you through a journey of my first time trying heroin to my life quickly falling apart. So take that as a warning. It's graphic. I was totally out of my mind, and you may not want to read it depending on where you're at. This is the first time I've logged into this account in a couple years, and I had a bunch of PMs, and people occasionally mention this account in various places on Reddit. So I'll post a quick update here for anyone who stumbles upon this in the future. I'm now almost 6 years clean from all drugs and alcohol, and life is good. And then he talks a little bit more about his life. But basically, this guy tried heroin once on a whim, became completely addicted for several months, ended up going, like, completely crashing out, ruining his life, going to rehab, and
goddamn
is apparently clean still, or at least was 4 years ago. The last post was from a year ago. Yeah, it seems like he still hasn't done it. So he's doing all right now, but it went real bad.
At least it's a happy ending, because that usually does not end that way.
Goddamn! Imagine.
Jesus Christ!
I've been good.
You're right. Like
heroin.
I was just gonna buy a quick gram of weed, but he only said I could buy an eighth of weed, so I guess I'll buy heroin instead.
Little sweet treat, you know.
If we have time for my second story later, we'll talk about why this isn't even necessarily the worst thing that can happen to you if you just try drugs on a whim once.
Oh, good.
Jesus Christ. Oh, we got to make it there. Mike.
We got to make it there.
I want to hear.
Matt, for your convenience, I put my links in that link list for Matt document.
Okay.
My next one, I also labeled them. You're going to want to open the noodle one. My next one is from what is it? From Adamosk. From user Adamosk. They said, I found this in my Goodle's pasta box. And then basically it is a couple pictures here. Goodle of Goodle pasta and something that they found inside said pasta box. Now, they open up this pasta box and they find what looks like a printed piece of paper that has just a bunch of gobbledygook on it. And when I say gobbledygook, I mean it. No, most of these aren't even real words, and if they are, it don't make much sense. For an example, here's one sentence.
I just see in parentheses KKK bear.
Yeah, here's an example of a sentence here. So here's one. Torch/statue of Lib. This cis ties to Saddam, Lord of Riggs and Time. SS agents fams create div no confusion. Contingent us to be controlled. And then it goes on like that. It's the ramblings of a madman.
Bush, and, Obama, Oprah, Musk, locals.
We didn't start the fire.
Perfect.
It
this
goes
reminds
on.
Me of one of mine, by the
like
way.
That.
This reminds me of just if we go to that one in mind this episode or next, whichever. Just try and remind me of this piece of paper when I'm talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're like, I found this piece of paper in it. I assume it's just nonsense, but what kind of nonsense? And the top person on it, their comment says, "No way, that's a Schuylkill note. A Schuylkill note. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yes.
Schuylkill note.
Yes, that is what. Yes.
Is that your thing?
Notes. Yeah.
Is that your thing? Yeah, that's what you're going to talk about?
That's one of the things I was going to talk about. Yeah, this
okay, I won't go.
Is awesome.
I'll leave the page out, but so you could talk more in depth. But he said, there's a subreddit, r Schuylkill notes. I sincerely hope you live in Pennsylvania, or else this has gotten a lot more messy.
Oh, I've heard
it's
of
some
these.
Schizophrenic rambling, not a code. Hundreds of people have tried to solve it. Probably don't eat the pasta. Some random dude put that in there. Take it back to the store and tell them about it. That's a health hazard.
I've heard it.
So I Googled what the fuck, why. So I Googled not just what a Schuylkill note is, because he kind of, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory what it is. It's just a bunch of gobbledygook, insane schizophrenic ramblings. But he said, I sincerely hope you live in Pennsylvania, or else this has gotten a lot more messy. And that's what confused me the most. Jason, in you looking into this at all, do you reference Pennsylvania at all? Do you know why that's important?
Well, if he talks about the subreddit, he has to, because they're named after the county in Pennsylvania that this is happening.
Okay, yeah, right. that was essentially it. Okay.
Do you want me to elaborate a little bit just on that small part?
Yeah, go for it.
Why do we get so many places in Pennsylvania that just have the most obnoxious to pronounce names, and then we get people in the comments that are like, "I'm from PA and it's blah blah blah." Well, okay, good for you.
I think my theory is because it's a big distributor of coal.
No,
and all that coal smoke and whatnot destroyed their brains and made them name things funny. And then Appalachia also happened.
It's boomers the state, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I got you.
So the reason that this person says that they really hope that they found this in Pennsylvania is because all of these fucking notes that you just talked about, the Schuylkill notes, that subreddit, it's based in Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania, and all of the notes come from Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania.
It's also a reference to, there's a book from 1906 by Ella Zerby Elliott called Old Schuylkill Tales, which I guess talks about folklore and history in that county as well.
All right, I looked up how to pronounce this. Apparently it's Schuylkill.
Schuylkill. No, it's not. That's wrong.
There's too many letters for that.
Schuylkill. But I guess that's honestly, it's really all I had behind it. Jason, do you want to talk about the subreddit then, since you were going to bring it up?
You bird scootered me right into it. Why the hell not? Jesus.
Or Schuylkill,
yes.
maybe?
Schuylkill.
I'm reading it and
Schuylkill?
still not understanding.
Schuylkill.
Skookl is the pronunciation.
This is like a
Schuylkill.
Norwegian
I
town,
like
a
Schuylkill,
Scandinavian
so we're
immigrant
going
town,
with
right?
Schuylkill.
Yeah. That's why you
Yeah,
play
this is-
Spoopel.
Yes, Schuylkill.
Yeah, so I came across the Schuylkill Notes subreddit, and actually
That's hilarious.
that
That
one,
we
I think that one might be from New York, which is it's in the same area.
See,
I
what
guess.
I could imagine happening would be like if these are showing up in supermarkets, like in packages, there are grocery stores that like when grocery stores can't sell stuff, they like it ends up in this like
Well,
basically
it seems like
off-brand like branded things.
Hmm.
Like there's a Ruler Foods that sells Kroger stuff that they don't sell at the main Kroger stores. So it could end up moving from wherever this came from.
it's like an outlet mall of food.
Yeah, outlet. That was what I was trying to remember the name of. Yes, outlet mall grocery store basically.
I will say that a lot of these images seem to host notes found in pasta boxes. Like here's a Ronzani linguine pasta box.
Big pasta doesn't want you to know about this
pasta.
conspiracy.
Anyway, Jason, explain what this is.
So that's where you're going to be really upset because people have been working on here. So this was
There is no explanation.
This was created on September 11th, 2023.
Hell yeah.
And
Definitely,
it's
this is
literally
the worst thing that's ever happened on September 11th.
It literally is. It's just people finding these fucking notes, posting them, and then just talking about it, trying to understand. So, like one of the posts that I found was, anyone else find this a little spooky? Says, I mean, I get it. Most of these aren't supposed to have meaning, but the words, terms, and ideas are packed into each note. I mean, it's all sort of trigger words. Don't get me wrong. I love an eerie story, but it's just sort of chilling. Anyone else feeling this way? Thoughts? Sometimes I wonder if there's something bigger to this whole thing than we think. And the top comment says, it's somebody with mental illness sharing all of their conspiracy theories. The part that bothers me is the notes are often found in all different kinds of sealed food products, so they have access to those.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's not that hard to unseal a box. Like if you're careful enough with it, and not even that, but like if you take like a box of like Kraft mac and cheese or something, it's just held together by like that little glue bit. If you just take a razor blade, you can keep the glue intact where you just shove your thing in, close it back.
A lot of those aren't closed on the sides either.
there.
If the thing inside is in a bag, so you could like pinch the top of it and then just stick something in through like the crack that opens up on the side of the top.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
You just need 2 dabs of super glue for a fucking cardboard box. It's not.
Or they work at the factory and are just shoving these things in the box.
How they spend their time.
Yeah. He's on the conveyor belt just. He's on the conveyor belt just. And close the lid. Note. Close the lid. Note. Close the lid.
He just comes to work with a bunch of them in his pocket and just.
Yeah. You just hear that song playing, just did it, and he's just putting them
in. Somebody did decide to throw this in the chat GPT. Oh fuck, it's not loading now. Of course it wouldn't. So it's obviously ChatGPT is not perfect, but it does scour the internet. So it's a large language model, which means it has access to a lot of different things that have been typed out before, phrases that have been typed out before on the internet, and so that's the only way that it's actually kind of smart. But it gave it like a fucking 12-point analysis. Apparently, these coded texts claim, according to ChatGPT, the coded texts claim that every major institution, governments, corporations, religions, and media, use ancient occult symbols to show loyalty to hidden ruling forces, dragon kings, or Saturn. These elites use technology, chaos, and propaganda to condition humanity into a controlled new world order.
They all use the same bullshit, like hot buzzword.
Oh, yeah,
New World Order.
It's just right-wing conspiracy blender is all it is.
Yeah,
exactly. It's like somebody just went onto r/conservative and then just downloaded every post and shat it into a fucking word cloud. Like that's kind of what's happening here. But it goes over there's different symbols per system. There's different themes. You have things dealing with Saturn, Chronos, stars, sun, moon.
Mine mentioned Islam.
Yeah, you've got all sorts of there's the Vatican, the EU stars, Islamic crescent, Hindu swastika, Maltese cross. You have geometry. So if anybody's into hidden geometry, golden geometry, perfect geometry, any of those, I mean, it's like pseudoscience, I guess. This covers a lot of that stuff. It also deals with like the devil horns, like raised horns, handshakes, waves, hand signs by celebrities or politicians. Apparently, they mean things. And then it goes over the different things that connect them all, which happen to be in the form of animals and objects like birds, torches, lions, trees, flowers, and butterflies. Apparently, all of this information it supposedly comes from something called the quote-unquote Dragon Kings, which are the mythic rulers or bloodlines that are linked to Atlantean, reptilian, or royal, or a combination of the three ancestry. And it's been preserved through the Knights Templar, the Malta, Freemasonry, and Illuminati, and other elite families of the world. And
this guy who's shoving letters in macaroni boxes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Dragon Kings is in
guy.
Dragon Kings is in the one Mike found.
Yeah. It's in a lot of them. I think that's like the hinge pin of it.
SS front for a older race called Dragon Kings. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What else can I even say about this? I mean,
this is gonna turn into fucking spiritual awakening or whatever that episode was. We're gonna do 3 episodes on this now.
Or Temple of the Screaming Electron.
Right.
Something like that. But yeah, like you could spend days on this fucking site just trying to comb through and reading through it and trying to solve things and put pieces together, and it's just it's weird. It is so weird. Because there's like 5 posts in a week. Every week. Like 2 days ago was posted, 3 days ago was posted, 5 days ago, 10 days, 10 days, 10 days, 10 days. Like, people are talking about this shit all the time. Apparently, people are now trying. There's a bunch of people in the Schuylkill County, Pennsylvania area that are going to try setting up trail cams in different areas where all of these notes have either been found or suspected areas of where they're being packed into boxes, and they're going to try and find like how the fuck, who's doing this, why they're doing it, and where they're like how they're the method of delivery, I guess. But there's also cross posts with a couple other subreddits. One of them is that's actually the one that Mike just went over. The Goodles box is the one that Mike went over on the r/what-is-it. Where else do they go? They go on, I think it's on RBI in some point. Somebody was super freaked out that their food had like a note in it and they didn't think that could happen.
Apparently this has been going on for a long time.
It's literally since 2023, but that's when they started talking about it. Like, so I'm wondering if there's more of like a group in Schuylkill County.
This comment on this one that Mike found says that somebody claims they found one in Franklin, Kentucky in 2008. There's also a person on here who claims that they found one in Amsterdam.
That's strange. See, again, more notes. It seems to be pasta. Like I've never seen any other packaged food item. It's just pasta. It's like I don't know what it is. Does he work at a pasta boxing plant? Is there a pasta boxing plant in Schuylkill County? Well, now I have to look this up. Pasta boxing. But there's really not a whole lot more that I can elucidate on this one. It's fucking strange, and it's just hundreds, if not thousands, of people getting these weird gibberish notes that seem to try and outline different parts of an overarching conspiracy theory.
Wild.
Yeah, it's a rabbit hole, that's for sure.
Yeah, love to see it.
Do you?
Maybe
the schizophrenia of it all. Yeah. I'm here.
Oh, this guy whoever this is will be very excited because as of January 24th, 2025, there's a multi-million-dollar pasta manufacturing facility coming to Schuylkill County.
They heard.
They
about
knew.
This guy, and they were like, "We gotta build. We have to. If you build it, he will come."
And come he did. Yeah, I could go over some more of these posts, but like it'd just be me reading gibberish things that have some buzzwords. It's you'll see Saturn, you'll see Dragon Kings, you'll see Nazis,
Dragon
you'll
D's
see
nuts.
Malta. Yeah, this one's just attached to it. Like
Dragon D's nuts through your
pasta.
Attached
to a plant, just in the fucking woods.
All right.
Yeah, that's all I got. It's the fucking notes over and over and over and over and over again. So thank you for shoehorning me into that, Mike.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad it worked out like that.
Hell yeah.
Let's see. What time are we at? And do you want to do your next one, Matt, or do you want to save it for the next episode?
We're at about 40 minutes. I don't know. It ties in really well with my first story.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I want to hear
it then.
You piqued my interest in my plants.
So I mentioned before that getting addicted to heroin and having it almost destroy your life is not the worst thing that can happen after taking drugs once. I found
what a way to start.
I found what I think might actually be the worst thing that can happen after just trying drugs once, and it isn't dying. Dying would be better than this, but
oh god,
this post is titled. I found this on one of those threads that was like, "What's the worst or most haunting thing you've ever read on Reddit that like stuck with you?" And this post is from 10 months ago from a man named Northstorm03. And the post is titled, "One Drug-Fueled Night Killed Me." So I'm going to read the first half of this and then summarize the rest of it because the post is very, very long. So if you want the whole thing, go check it out. But it starts like this. January 12th, 2024 will live forever in infamy. That Friday night irreversibly turned my happy, healthy, successful life upside down. This is a tale of party drugs. It's also a life and death journey I could have never imagined in my wildest dreams. Call it a harrowing dive into the extremes of the human condition or a case study at the intersection of medicine, pharma, policy, and brain science. As the one who lived it, writing this 11 months later is my confession, assembling the shards of a shattered world into one broken mosaic. Here goes. At my brother's 50th birthday in Cabo, cocaine-fueled festivities. By no means a user, I am also not a novice. I'm a typical millennial who never looked for drugs, but is not afraid to try something passed on by friends. For context, I've lived a drama-free life, successful by any metric. I have a bunch of advanced degrees and manage a small but thriving international company. I'm also an understated middle child by nature, so making noise or having weird stuff happen is not my deal. Until that night, I'd coasted without anything major ever going wrong. Being in my early 40s, my partying days are in the past, and January was the first time in probably a decade since business school touching party drugs. Over several hours at a place called Bagatelle, or Bagatea, I don't know, where the opening dinner of the 3-day bash took place, I had a dozen plus lines and bumps of coke, sipping rum. It was a festive, if over-the-top scene as our group of 40 danced atop the long birthday table, stepping over plates while champagne magnums carried between waiters were poured directly into mouths like parishioners taking communion. It was not a typical Friday night, but all were having fun celebrating my bro. So, chemically speaking, cocaine and alcohol were the first ingredients in my blood. As midnight approached, I was handed by a banker what I was told was MDMA bought from San Francisco. I'd taken Molly twice, once at a wedding in Prague, before that at a club in Aruba, and had good experiences. I didn't particularly want to roll that night in Cabo, being late and tired from flying out of DC at the crack of dawn, having just gotten back from Colombia days before, so I nearly said no thanks. But your brother only turns half a century once, and I didn't overthink it. I split the cap in half with my fingers, swallowed what I figured was a light dose, and kept on with the party. The biggest mistake of my life, across all years. That one changed everything. When added to the cocaine, MDMA instantly had a negative effect. In previous rolls, I hadn't mixed. This time, I felt an overwhelming anxiety. An hour into that state, I had to leave the after party. I was consumed by unease and unable to talk. When I got back to my room, I couldn't sleep. It was no surprise since cocaine belabors the process of settling down, so I laid awake, passing out after sunrise. When I awoke that afternoon, the angst hadn't abated. I stayed in my room, skipping day 2 of the birthday bash, waiting for the malaise to pass. I'd never had a mood disorder or taken a psych med, so long-lasting unease was entirely new. Day 3 came and went with me cooped up. My phone filled with messages as I skipped the close of a 72-hour celebration. And that's when the real problem started. On the 3rd night, when I tried to sleep, no sleep came. None. On day 4, January 16th, I flew to Mexico City for routine work meetings and events. The same pattern continued that night, and the one after. No sleep. By the end of the 6th sleepless night, having barely scraped through with what had been an otherwise stress-free obligations, I flew home to D.C., assuming all would return to normal in my bed. Nothing changed back home. A 7th sleepless night became an 8th, with an hour or 2 of broken rest, constantly springing wide awake with churning anxiety. It was as if my brain had gotten stuck in fight or flight mode with no off switch. In my prior life, a restless night, say from a red-eye flight before a big speech or a tough board meeting, would lead to sheer exhaustion the following evening, crashing hard from the lack of rest. But catch-up sleep never came with this bizarre MDMA insomnia. I didn't get sleepy, no matter how many nights passed. After 2 weeks, I knew in my gut something big was up. After seeing my family doctor, I was referred to a psychiatrist for the first time, who began to treat me with introductory sleeping pills, starting with trazodone. These didn't put a dent in the insomnia, and I was rotated to a stronger category of prescription. This goes on for quite a while. So, what ends up happening... I have a trazodone prescription because I can't sleep. And it works pretty well. It didn't work for this guy. Neither does the next 40 prescriptions that he's given. He tries everything. He tries just wearing himself out during the day by just running and like working out constantly. He can't sleep, and it gets to the point where it's so bad that like he has to leave his job, and like his entire life falls apart and stuff. And absolutely no drug will work for him. He doesn't sleep for months, and he gets to the point where he's like, all right, I'm done. I can't take this anymore. And he tries to kill himself. So he hangs himself in the woods, and he passes out when he hangs himself, and the rope snaps, and he wakes up, and somebody has found him. So they rush him to the hospital, and while he's in the hospital, they try to he falls asleep once and then wakes back up, and then it goes right back to the way that it was, except now he has to be treated as a stroke victim because he starved his brain of oxygen, and like stuff's starting to go wrong with his brain. So he tries to, when the nurses aren't supervising him, he tries to kill himself again, gets out of the hospital bed, runs down the hall, throws himself down 6 flights of stairs. Something breaks his fall, and he cracks his head on the concrete, and that gives him a serious brain injury to the point where he now can no longer like imagine things. He can't see images in his head anymore, and he can't remember what things look like or what people's faces look like or anything like that. So now he can't sleep. He's tried to kill himself twice unsuccessfully, and he has like severe brain damage. And this is like the state he's in as he's writing this. And he details like step by step this entire account. And now he's on like some sort of drug that they've given him that's like one of the most closely controlled substances in the entire world. And it doesn't really work, but he's got like bottles of it. And basically he's just trying to like, it's been like 11 months of this. And what they think happened, he went to like several specialists at different hospitals and universities and stuff. And the best theory that they've been able to come up with is that the mixture of the cocaine and MDMA flooded his dopamine receptors so hard that it just killed them. And now his brain can't regulate things chemically to get him to fall asleep, because the receptors that in his brain that are needed to like actually make him fall asleep just don't function.
Holy shit. What the fuck?
Thank you.
You just can't go to sleep ever?
Yeah, he can't go to sleep because his brain, like the process that his brain goes through chemically, it cannot do it. And so he just can't go to sleep.
Don't you die if that happens?
Yeah, there's like a record. Like there's a guy who went like a week without, and he's like the guy that holds the record for longest without sleep. It's like a week or something.
Yeah, but he wasn't he eventually went to sleep because he could. There is a disease where this happens to people, and they stay awake for like years, and they do eventually die, but like from like some other cause. They have a heart attack or something because it's super horrible for your body. But I'm pretty sure that disease takes like years to kill you. And
Jesus
Christ.
So
that's something else I've read before. Like there's this disease where basically what happened to this guy can just happen to you, and it's a genetic thing. And I think they know the bloodline that has it, and like I think everybody who has it has like maybe agreed not to reproduce or something like that. But the thing is, with that, you don't show symptoms immediately, and it can just happen later in your life. So like if you have whatever gene causes that to happen, one day you'll wake up and you'll never go back to sleep until you die. But you'll die in like a couple years because your body can't handle it.
Yeah, because it's just stress it out over and over and over and over again. Fuck.
No.
God damn.
No, thank you.
Yeah, so if you ever find yourself laying awake at night and wondering, are there worse things than death? Yes.
This
lying awake
forever.
at night. Yeah.
This Jesus Christ.
I will say there's nothing more miserable than like when you're lying awake in bed and you can't fall asleep, and it's like I have to be at work in 3 hours. I haven't fallen asleep yet. You gotta be fucking kidding
That's
me.
just that
That's
your
the
whole life.
worst.
That's your whole life.
That's the
There's a
worst.
Mythbusters episode though where they show that if you just lay down and close your eyes, even if you don't actually fall asleep, that it's good for like 40% of the amount of rest. Like
yeah,
you're still doing your body good doing that.
Mm-hmm. That's wild.
Jesus.
Thanks. That really bummed me out, man.
So the moral of the story, I mean, this is like a 1 in a million thing, but he also does say that the person that diagnosed him with this condition, this is not the first time this has happened. In particular with MDMA, he said he links several articles and posts at the bottom of the post where that link to other people that this happened to them. They did MDMA once and they never went back to sleep.
God damn.
So oh my God. So you just there's like a gene or like a marker inside your body that if you do
he said
cocktail of MDMA.
Well, he said that he had done it before, but he had never done it with cocaine, so it may have had something to do with the cocaine. But it doesn't necessarily happen the first time you do it, even if you've done it before.
Right.
But there's basically just like you're just rolling the dice. There's just a 1 in a million shot that if you take Molly, you're just never gonna wake up or never gonna go to sleep.
Never sleeping again. Fuck that. That's
which this story.
You guys know.
I've never done MDMA, and I probably never would have. But this has 100% turned me off on it because even if the chances of this happening are incredibly minimal, I know because of the way my brain works. The second I pop this pill, this is all I'm going to be able to think about, and I'm going to have a horrible time.
Horrendous. No, yeah. Even if you don't, this wouldn't happen to you anyway. Yeah, it would ruin every experience you might ever have with any kind of MDMA or acid-based hallucinogen. Like, there's no fucking way. Absolutely not. But so in the OR, there's something that can happen to you, and it's called malignant hyperthermia. And most, like 90% of the time, you have no idea if you have the triggers to set it off. But basically, what happens is the anesthesia agent that we use, sevoflurane, is a triggering agent for it. And what it does is it deregulates your CO2 discharge from like your regular breathing patterns, and you'll see your temperature go from like 98.6, and if you let it go, it'll get up to like 120. You die at about 110. Like that's probably the hottest body temperature that anyone's ever been able to withstand, and that happens in a matter of like 10 minutes.
Your body just starts cooking itself. You just turn into an easy bake oven. It's crazy.
Pretty much, yeah. And so like the standard procedure is we'll get a whole bunch of these vials of the counteraction. You literally, if the patient's open, we're supposed to fill them with ice. Whatever cavity is open, you fill them with ice, and you administer a reversal agent. And it's 60 vials is one dose, which is a wild amount of medication. But most people don't know that they have it until they go to the OR. And the only reason that we know that you have it is if you fucking start cooking yourself alive in front of us. It's fucking crazy.
That's pretty nutty.
Would you have to use the silver bullet on him?
A Coors Light?
The ice luge.
The ice silver bullet. It's for people that are overheating. It's just a metal dildo that you shove up their butt.
Oh.
It's really, really cold, and it brings your core temperature down. But also, yes, that is standard practice.
I thought you meant a Coors Light because they're cold as the Rockies and they're in a silver can.
You can use a Coors Light too. It doesn't matter.
Nurse, give me 20 cc's of Coors. Refreshing. Cracks it over his head like he's Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Fuck, man, that is horrifying. That's all I'm gonna think about tonight.
Let me take us away on a much lighter note, and then we can go back into other stuff. Matt, if you want to, you can pull it up if you want, but there's no really like imagery to this one. This is the tree one. This comes from the subreddit High Strangeness from a user Pixie Play. I am convinced I used to be a tree in prehistoric times. I'm just going to read it verbatim because it's going to take me all of 2 minutes here. Let me start off by saying I know this sounds weird. I do consider myself to be a normal person, but a few years ago, something happened that had me question my whole existence. It started out with watching a prehistoric documentary. It was about ancient life, a brief summary on the different eras of the Earth. It was kind of boring until it started talking about the Carboniferous period. At this point in my life, I had no knowledge on this period. I don't remember being taught about it in school. As the documentary went on, I had the strangest feeling of nostalgia, but I also got the sense that the documentary was very wrong. It was the eeriest feeling. I was watching the fauna and animals being described, but I just knew it wasn't exact. The plants were different colors and the animals' features were off. I could picture how they were really supposed to be and how the earth/atmosphere/sky were supposed to look at the time. I just knew it. I can't explain it, but I also got the feeling of being extremely homesick. It made me sad that I couldn't go back, but also that I had forgotten. There were details that the documentary was going on about, and I would be in my head thinking, no, that's not right. It was actually like this, not that. I thought I was going crazy at first, and I guess I still feel that way. But after that, I began reading and educating myself. There's a lot of work here on that era, and the more I looked into it, the more I could remember. It was like the floodgates opened, and there was a sense of deep sadness that I've forgotten all about my life back then. It feels like a distant memory, yet I can't rationalize why I feel this way. I find myself looking at pictures from the era, and it makes me homesick for a long time since past. I'm not sure why I'm posting this other than to get this off my chest. I have yet to share this with anyone in my real life, as I know this sounds crazy. That's it. The first comment is finally someone who wasn't Einstein or Cleopatra in their past life. But my guy he just thought he was a tree, and someone's like, "I believe you, OP." You should be on PBS finding your roots.
Believe it. Just believe it. Just live your best
believe
life.
It. Yeah. Fuck it, man. If you think you're a tree, then by golly, you could be a tree. And then there's a bunch of people asking for like questions and comments from OP, but they don't really say anything back or respond. There is this one post, and I'll read this one real quick too. Look up the banyan tree from the Bhagavad Gita. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but not to sound weird also, but a while back while I was listening to Tool and contemplating the line from the Tao that says to know the constant, suddenly I had the incredible intense vision/knowing of being a branch within this massive infinite golden tree with leafless branches extending upward forever. My fear of death was gone for a while after that, several hours, maybe a day. I know you're tapping into that specific time period, but also what we are is life itself. Each being a different way life expresses itself and branching out. I believe this connection is also why you could remember that time and place, because you are that tree. Seems to me, any being which you can hold in your mind with true, complete compassion can be known directly, as if you are them. But that's a bit far out. Don't know if that makes sense to you.
It doesn't.
It doesn't, but there
it doesn't.
But yeah, I just thought that was funny. This person's
from a
just
man
like
who knows, not thinks, knows.
I know. I was an oak. I was a fern, dude.
I was an old ass oak tree. Some dinosaur pissed on me. I know it.
Yeah, and that's how I have the fetish today. Wowie zowie, boys. What an episode.
Dinosaur pee.
What an episode. And we're gonna do another one after this. Also, dinosaur pee sounds like a shitty IPA. But yeah, tune in next week when we do more of this. The only thing I'm going to say is follow us on all our socials. You can look us up on any social media. We're either DLUTI or Don't Look on the Internet anywhere. Send us an email. We're at DLUTIPod@gmail.com. That's really all I got. Hug a tree. Kiss a tree. Make love to a tree. It might be a person. Jason, what do you got?
I mean, as always, fucking stay. I'm fucking paranoid that I'm just one day gonna stop being able to go to bed. No more of that.
It can happen to you.
So yeah, fucking stay paranoid of that. And also, honestly, if you guys find some, like, I don't want like you found an article that told you like the 15 weirdest subreddits you've ever seen in your life. Like, I don't like. If you stumble across like a hidden gem,
show me that shit's got like 60
super interesting to you.
60 followers.
Yeah, like some super niche, like something wildly out there that you don't think would care about. Send it our way because I'm sure one of us will care about it.
Yep. Moody Mutt Cheeks, what do you got?
Here's the thing. Drugs.
Here it is.
Drugs.
They
Freeze.
Largely bad for you. But you know what? If you're gonna do them,
do
them right. Yeah. See, because here's the thing, right? Apparently, you can just take a little bit of a drug once, and it'll just completely destroy you. So if you're just signing up for it, just fucking go hard. Don't do a little bit of drugs. Do a lot of drugs.
Do a lot of
drugs.
I grab life by the
if you're gonna do drugs at all, just go all in.
I do want to say, speaking of
drugs.
If you do want a good time, go check out the I forget the actual channel name, but it's a guy who teaches you gardening tips while also on salvia.
Oh yeah,
Big Money Salvia.
It's fucking
great. It's Big Money Salvia. Yeah,
Big Money Salvia.
Yes. Salvia. That's
Gardening with Eric.
Etiquette. Yeah,
it's so fucking funny.
Big Money Salvia. What I like about that is that clearly Jason knows Eric from Gardening with Eric,
but not
internet comment
etiquette. Like 12 years.
I like that. I enjoy that.
Am I showing my age and when I stop caring?
You're a pure soul.
That may be it. That may be it.
He started going into internet comments, and Jason's like, "No, I was really just here for the stone gardening.
I was here for the
botany.
Salvia. That's it.
I was here for the botany.
Big money.
Well, God, do we have to get a fucking Raycon ad going now? That's like 5 minutes long since we're talking about.
No,
we don't have to do anything.
Yeah. All right, everybody. You have a blessed rest of your day. Goodbye.
Go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, fuck them.
Fuck you.
Fuck Doug.
Don't look under the internet.